New support weapon added, the RPK-16. I've been really excited. I'm gonna be quiet so you can hear the gunshot sounds and things. But let's watch this video and have a look. I wonder how big the mag is, just saying that right now. I hope it's a 45. It looks like it, but I don't know. Ooh, I don't know, maybe a 35 rounder. I was trying to count, but when he fell out at the end, I lost it. I don't know about you guys, this sound is very heavy. I honestly think that that's a little too much. Let me know what you guys think. Some people might like that, but for me, this sounds a little too heavy. This sounds like what I expect like the M200 to sound like. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's still cool. I'm glad they're adding it so much. I'm so glad they're adding this weapon. I think the RPK is super cool. Damn, bad luck on the hand clipping through the scope there, but oh well. It doesn't really matter. Nah, really cool. I'm really keen for this gun to get added. I'm excited to see what the stats are going to be, to be honest. It seems like it's going to be a battle rifle, almost like the MG36, is what I expect it to be like, except I don't know what they're going to do with it, but no, we'll see what happens. Looks really interesting. I like the empty click sound, that sounds a bit weird, but g'day everybody, Wong here. I know it's been a little while, but I'll do a channel update at the end of the video, but for now, let's just go over all the changes. This is going to be a little bit difficult because I'm just going through the upcoming updates, but I'll be trying to explain as many things as I can. So, first of all, we're getting this really cool new like UI wheel to be able to do all sorts of things, like tell your squads to go to particular flags, the supply drops, building and things. It's going to have a whole new menu to hopefully make it a little bit easier for new players, and even honestly by the looks of it, maybe a little bit better for experienced players. So that's actually really interesting. In my opinion, this isn't something that the game desperately needs right now, but I'm definitely not going to say that it's a bad thing. I think it's going to be really good. I'm always happy with UI changes. And honestly, just changes in general. So there you go, there's that. Dead players will be grayed out, and now finally, the squad leader will have a star on their name. So when you're checking the squad, you'll be able to see who is squad leader really fast, which is good. The compass is a little bit bigger. You can auto attack defend via the menu on the map. Yep, that's good, that's really good. So you'll probably be able to click on objectives and things, and here we are. Pinging players will now make them visible on the map as red, and with the ping appearing directly on top of them instead of remaining stationary. So if you've played Battlefield 4, or if I remember correctly, BF1 still had this. I think BF5 was the first game to drop it, but if you hit Q on someone, an enemy will now appear like this, and they'll have something above their head, so it's really easy to see enemies who are spotted from far away. This will mean that concealment and things matter a bit more, so maybe that's an inherent suppressor buff. Personally though, in OC, we only really have frontline servers, so for me this change probably won't do that much. For you Conquest players, this is going to change the game quite drastically. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, because I personally am actually a little bit iffy about it. I loved it in BF4, but I almost liked that this game was doing some different things, but you know, I tell you what, as I said, I really like changes. I'm willing to see how this goes, because so far the BattleBit devs are, in my opinion, are really good at reverting bad changes. So if this does end up being bad, they'll probably revert it, but we'll have to see. Let's have a look. I'm no longer be able to spot players through brush and foliage, so that's good to know that. The target detector side rail from BF4, we can watch this video, but pretty much when you aim at someone, it'll spot them without you having to press the button. As you can see right here, he'll aim up. This will replace like your laser sight or rangefinder, and will automatically spot. In my opinion, for assault rifle users in Conquest, I'm probably just going to take this. I don't really like laser sights that much unless I'm running frontline or something, and I don't really use a rangefinder. Now, I know snipers will definitely be using rangefinders very often. I personally don't run them even on bolt actions when I do. So yeah, this target detector I'm probably going to use, so that's pretty cool. Unable to place HESCO walls on sloped terrain, fixed, that's really good. I honestly think the building should be a little bit less janky so new players do it more. Sniper glint will no longer be visible through foliage. That seems like a buff, but when you read this second part, medium range scopes will have glint only on sniper rifles, limited to 600 meters, with a smaller size than regular sniper scopes. Other weapons except for snipers will not be affected, so this means you run an ACOG on your sniper, you will now be glinting. Now, look, you're either the kind of people who think sniping is OP, or the kind of people who think sniping is just fine. I personally was never too frustrated with it, but with a lot of players that I respect and a lot of other content creators do think that snipers are a little OP, so you know, I think this change might be well received. Let me know in the comments, do you think that's good or bad? I personally think that they were totally fine where they are, but yeah, once again, people I respect say that they aren't, then they're a little too good, so I'm going to hold my judgment for now. Weapons are reclassified. I know a lot of you guys in the comments actually said this was something you're looking for. There's now a battle rifles category. Let's skip through right here, battle rifles category, which I'm really happy about, because I think that, in my opinion, these weapons acted very differently to other weapons, and therefore need different benefits and downsides, because, you know, all of these things acting like more heavier weapons are getting the same benefits as assault rifles is a little odd in my opinion. So I'm glad to see them separated, because I think it will now be a lot easier for them to make balance changes that include these weapons, so that's pretty cool that they're doing this. Really happy with the battle rifles category. Dusty Dew changes, I'm not going to lie, this is going to sound terrible as a content creator. I've actually not played the new Dusty Dew. Haven't been able to play, there's not many servers in OCE. Bandages will now self-heal will be the same speed, so they'll actually, that's a buff to every class but Medic. Medic's not getting nerfed to be at the level of the other classes. The other classes will now bandage as fast as the Medic does. They're going up, so that's a buff for everyone. Medic will still be the fastest apparently, so there you go. Even though we just said they'll be the same, but it is what it is. Oh, bandaging allies, so Medic will heal other people faster. Okay, that's good in my opinion. I've always been pushing that Medic gets nerfed and will heal slower with bandages. You know, I think this will effectively be the same, and especially with these new changes I'm about to say, Medic won't be as strong. I'm actually not going to show you this table. There's a more updated table down below, and we'll take a look at that one because there have been some changes. So let's have a look at these weapon changes. I probably should have put this at the start, but honestly, I thought it was easier to just scroll down. So anyways, AK-74, damage increase from 31 to 32. I'm going to have time to kill numbers up here. Someone in my Discord, actually, thank you very much. I'll have your name up and everything. They've put in a time to kill difference chart before I did. Normally I do it all by hand, but you know what? I'm going to use theirs if that's okay with them, which I assume it will be. I'll give them credit and everything. So here's the time to kill changes, but damage increase from 31 to 32. Now I'm going to have to go into the range and see if this makes headshots matter more, because I have a small feeling it won't, but I will double check, and I'll say down the bottom there if headshots are back to the old AK-74 headshots, because what it used to be was if you headshot someone, even if they have a helmet, the next two body shots will kill. Whereas the new damage, if they have a helmet, your next two body shots won't kill. You have to hit 2 headshots against a helmet, which in my opinion that's bad, considering a lot of people, the default thing for medic is helmet, you know what I mean? Same with assault if I remember correctly. Engineer not, but I still believe that was a big nerf to the AK-74 when the long and heavy barrel got changed. Light vehicle damage increased 4 to 6, don't think it matters too much. Vertical recoil lowered, that's a good buff. Horizontal recoil increased. In my opinion, this is a bad play. The AK-74 for me has always felt like an M4 with a little more range. Purely because its fire rate is slightly slower, it feels like I can get a little more range on it. And same with the headshot benefit and the, if I remember correctly, the damage over distance was high. It just felt like a ranged M4 that suffers a little up close unless you hit headshots. But, you know, horizontal recoil, we'll see how that affects the gun. I honestly haven't played too much with the new attachment, so I don't know if that'll be bad or not. Anyways, I'm rambling a little bit, so let's move on. Velocity increase, that's good. Not by much, but it's just good to do. Aims down sights a little bit faster, that's good. And I read this earlier, the reload speed was actually a bit faster now. So it's gone from 4 seconds to 3.64. Honestly, I'm really happy with that. That's a 10% increase, roughly. I'm really happy about that. I think that's a good change. It already reloaded a little faster than the M4, but I'm happy to see it be where it is now. M4, damage against vehicles increased from 4 to 5. I don't think that matters too much, but I'm not too knowledgeable on that side. Vertical recoil lowered. That's good. Horizontal recoil increased. Not as good as I was hoping. I honestly think this AK shouldn't have gotten the horizontal. M4 should have, because then they would have a little more strict ranges. The AK would be a little bit better at long range than the M4 even now, and the M4 wouldn't suffer up close anymore. So I feel like the AK shouldn't have gotten this horizontal nerf, but it is what it is. And the reload speed is 10% faster than the M4 as well. Also happy to see that. I think that's really good. That's bridging the gap from assault rifles to SMGs. I still think movement speed is the biggest thing, but well. The ACR got a buff. Damage increase from 27 to 28. Just by feel, I'm pretty sure that makes it a little better against normal armor. I don't know. I'll have to check. I'll have the time to kill chart on the right here, but I think that makes it a little bit better against armor. Light damage against vehicle increased from 2 to 4. Also does not matter that much in my honest opinion. Vertical recoil buff and a horizontal recoil buff. That's actually good. I think the ACR needed a buff. I know a lot of people said it was one of their faves to use, but I think even those people could admit that it was on the low end. Not that it wasn't fun to use. I kind of like this level of fire rate plus the movement speed was kind of fun, but at that point I just picked like the AMP or something like the UMP. But anyways, ADS time lowered, so it aims down faster and it reloads even quicker now. I think it might be competing with the SG550 now with that reload speed, which is previously the fastest assault rifle, so I'll have to double check that. G36E, damage increase from 30 to 31, I think that's a great change. If that helps its headshot game, I think that's good. I still don't know if the 0.5 the long barrel used to give on this will be enough to make the headshots matter more, but I think 31 is good to be at. Light damage increased again, don't really think it matters too much, but it is what it is. Horizontal recoil decreased, that's nice, just a smidgen decrease, I'm totally cool with that, nice round number. I personally don't think I'm going to be noticing this too much, but I'll have to see, I haven't played in a while. Velocity got increased again. Seems like they're trying to make these longer range ARs have more velocity, which I think is good just for general players. But anyways, and the ADS time is faster. That's good. Now the HK, I'm expecting a nerf. Damage lowered from 31 to 30. Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with that. I honestly thought they were going to go for a periphery nerf, but I'm cool with that. 30 to 31, 31 to 30 even. The G36 might be feeling pretty similar now. I'll have to double check the stats when I hop on, but I think that these two guns will be feeling very similar. The ADS time lowered, so it also ADS is faster. That's good. Trying to bridge the gap between assault rifles and SMGs, I like it. AK-5C, light damage increased, doesn't really matter. Vertical recoil buff from 1.6 to 1.5, nice. Horizontal lowered from 1.4 to 1.3, also nice. I think that's what this gun needed, to be honest. It needed to be a little more similar to the Grozer, in my opinion, considering it kills slower. ADS time lowered as well, totally good. And the reload speed is a lot faster too, by a bit more than the other ones. That's really good. From 4.5 seconds down to just 3.9, which I'm going to say roughly 4. That's good. That's really, really good. I honestly believe the fast reload was already really good on this thing, considering how bad its normal reload is. So I am actually happy to see this. I hope the fast reload gets affected by this. I assume it does, but we'll see. F2000, damage increase from 23 to 24. I think this might help against one armor case, if that, maybe not even, but that's still good to see a buff. Velocity increased, glad to see that. It should be a ranged gun. Me, personally, I've always seen it as the FAMAS mixed with the AUG. And the damage fall off starting at 75 meters from 50, that's good. That means you'll be able to kill at range even more. I think that's good. It should be a long range FAMAS. That's how I've always felt. I'm glad that it's like that. A lot of people complain that it has no place in the meta and things, but honestly, I think it's okay to have guns that don't compete at the highest level, but instead are good for newer players. The F2000 is a lot like that. When I'm personally not feeling like, maybe I'm not playing so good, or maybe I came home from work or something, I just want to chill. I like picking guns like the F2000, like the AUG and things. Guns are a little more chill, have a lot less recoil, so I don't have to think about my positioning as heavily. Like, if I'm on a flank, anywhere on a flank, including large distances, I'm still fine, and for me, that's a lot easier to do. So, and I think it's okay to have a gun like that in the game. So I'm glad that they're leaning into the range thing. I think it's the right move. I don't think a damage buff is needed. Very happy to see this. Cool change there from the dev. AUG 3, light damage lowered from 12 to 6. No! The AUG was such a menace. So in the transport vehicle kind of like community, the AUG was pretty much the go-to. There was no good competition because it was just had way more damage against vehicles than anything else. In my opinion, that's a good thing. Maybe they could have lowered it from 12 to like 9 or something. It still might have been better than the other ones, but you might get some peripheral nerfs. Maybe, I don't know, maybe because its peripheries are so good, that's why they lowered it. I don't know, but I honestly liked it being up high, but let's be real here. If you were in that community, you know that this was the pick. That and if you had spare players in the heli, perhaps an Ultimax, but people I played with never picked the Ultimax. And honestly, I think they're better players and more knowledgeable than me at transport vehicles, and they thought the AUG was the best. So I'm honestly going to go ahead and say that maybe this was a good change. Very interesting. SG550, damage increase from 27 to 29. I don't know if that will have too much of an effect. I can't remember off the top of my head, to be honest. I think it will have a little effect. Yeah, same as the ACR. I don't know if I have any more of the ACR. Light damage increased from 4 to 5. That's cool. That doesn't really matter again. Velocity increase from 640 to 680. That's good. I'm glad they're doing that across the board. I think it's a good thing. Fire rate lowered. No. That's insane. That's actually crazy. Fire rate lowered. I'll have to check the time to kill changes. I'll put them up on the side there. ADS time increased from 0.14 to 0.15. So that's a nerf. To the ADS time. I don't think that was needed. I think the ACR buffs might be enough to do it if its reload speed is good enough. We'll see. The FAMAS. Light damage increased from 0 to 4. That's good. 0 was ridiculous. This thing couldn't even like attack helis or anything, but you know, whatever. Horizontal lowered from 1 to 0.9. I think that's good. I don't think it really needs it, but you know what? Let's do it. I would like to see more FAMASas going around. I think it's an underrated gun. No Light, if you still play and you're watching, what do you reckon about these changes? Because I always consider you like the best FAMAS user that I know. Let me know if you are watching. Chuck it in the comments. Velocity increased from 600 to 640. ADS time lowered. That's good. I like an ADS speed increase. I think that will help fit the identity of this gun, which is a little more close range with a surprising amount of long range. It is a close range gun, but it may surprise you, its long range ability. I think it's good to make it a little bit more close range. I think that's very good. Added the bipod to the L86 and the MG36. That's good. I think that's just something that was needed. Certain weapons will now not be on certain classes. Let's have a look at the table. So, Chris Vector will now no longer be on the Engineer. Interesting. The Medic will no longer get the Honey Badger. The M4 is staying with all the same classes. The M110 is just the exact same. Mark 14 is the same. Mark 20 is the same. I honestly thought support should get some DMRs, but people have told me they shouldn't. Whatever. MP7. Medic will no longer have MP7. I think that's a good change. Medic will no longer have PP2000. I honestly think that's a good change too. I know a lot of people who are probably the more high KPM community might not enjoy this. Me personally, I got this game due to variety, and then I found myself not having that variety after, granted, I played the game like until it would be dead for anyone. Like, I played it a bit too much, but I enjoyed myself, so who cares? But I think this would be good and add a little bit of variety into the game. Engineers not getting the UMP, don't think that was necessary. I think it should be off of Medic. I think a lot of things should be off Medic. I think the UMP, let's check, is the PP19 on Medic? PP19's on Medic. Medic should get PP19 and not UMP in my opinion. But maybe the person who made this change, if they put a comment in the video, maybe you could tell me why you did this, because maybe I don't get it. But anyways, let's move on. I'm sure there is a good reason. Organized Val are the same. He was the same. Foul is staying on Assault. They took it off Assault and then they're putting it back on, so that's good. FAMAS is staying the same. MP5, Engineers not getting it. Yeah, I agree with that. Same with the PP19 thing. Medic is not getting P90. I think that's a really good change. I think the P90 was a very min-maxing. Same with the MP7. They're very min-maxy, kind of like going as hard for KPM as possible. So it's good to take them off of the Medic class. So now the Medic will have variety. I think it's a smart way to not remove content from the game, but to create variety. I think it's a very smart move from the developers. I personally like the changes. You guys let me know. Do you like them removing guns from certain classes? SG's the same, Grows is the same, HK's the same. Scorpion Evo's on Assault but not Engineer now. Oh, that's crazy. Scorpion Evo on Assault. I'm excited to give that a go, not gonna lie. That's really tight, not gonna lie. AK5C's on everything, Ultimax on everything. G3 is on support now, heck yeah. Also AK-15, and everything that's a battle rifle support has now, like AK-15, SCAR, G3, I can't think of any off the top of my head apart from that. But there are some, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I really should have mentioned that. Foul as well. Support's getting a lot more guns, which is good. And something else is about to happen that I'll show you as well. So that's all the weapon changes. Feel free to pause this and just like double check anything that you want. But I think this is a good change. I might even make a video on this change on itself because I think this will affect the game a fair bit. So particle effects for bullet impacts have been improved to make it easier to see where shots are landing. That's interesting. So now you'll see dust and shit appear where you're shooting. This is before, I assume. Oh yeah, I see that. It looks almost like a flash. Interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, okay, that's cool. It's like a big thing of dust. I'm not like, honestly, I thought it already looked a little bit like that, but I'm glad to see that. Sniper will now, because as I said earlier, you better spot players. Sniper's spot will last 2 times longer than regular ones. Regular ones are 4, recons will stay for 8 seconds. That's pretty nuts. That is very nuts. So, next on, Okidoki put in a vote for the community. Head into the Discord. I'll try to remember this now, but I'll try to put a link to this in the comments, and he's asking if people want to add enemy collision, like if you walk into an enemy, you won't be able to walk straight through them. Now, I'm gonna kind of live here do a vote and try to have a think myself. You guys should chuck a vote in for whatever you think. Don't copy my vote, do what you want, because of course I'm not the same player as you. I probably don't want the same things as you. So, what do I want? I think about all the times I play Frugus and I have a bad match, and then I think about all the times I play Frugus and I have a good match. And the good match generally does come along with no collision. I like the fast pace, I like moving around, I like all that stuff. Collision, I don't think will make that better. I do think will make it worse. I think that the run and gun playstyle is a little too strong, in my opinion. I would like a lot of people disagree. Like tons of people always leave comments on my videos and even on other people's videos being like, "Oh, window campers are winning and window campers are this." I feel really bad saying this, but I generally feel like if you play enough Conquest, you start learning lanes and things a little bit more where you can like get around camping and you can actually beat it with Peek's Advantage quite a lot. So I've never personally felt that. Not to say that that argument isn't well thought of or anything. Like I think the players who think that, there probably is a part of the game that is like that I'm missing. But through my experience, I've never really found that to be a problem. I'm not saying those people are bad. There's actually a lot of good players saying that camping is too strong. I think Collision will make the run and gun playstyle a little more random, which is bad, of course, and a little more frustrating, a little less good. I think it needs to be a little bit less good. From my personal experience, run and gun's a little too strong. I don't think this is the way to go about it. I would prefer if the vaulting animation made a noise. So when you're someone who's weaving in and out of buildings and jumping around doing all this stuff, if there's someone who's a little more tactical, a little more, someone who plays a little bit slower but reacts to their environment a little bit better, they can actually react to you vaulting because they can hear you vault downstairs through a window. You know what I mean? Like now good, smart play can actually happen because information, you'll have to sacrifice information by moving so quickly. I don't know, maybe that would shake the foundation of playing quickly and unexpectedly in another negative way. I don't know, but that's something else. I'd prefer to see that over this. I don't know. I'm just imagining things where it's like sometimes I might be running away and the only thing I can do is jump in a building behind a bunch of enemies, but some enemy might happen to have his back to the window, even though I need to reload and things. Now I can't vault through the window and jukes people out. Like, I don't know, stuff like that. I do think I should be able to do that. Because I think that, for me, that feels like a skill gap where a player isn't clued in enough, so they lose. And I think that's a good thing. And I think Collision might create a situation where the player who's thinking a lot now gets punished when they couldn't have collected the information beforehand. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about this one. I'm going to vote no. Good sentiment. I don't think this will help a lot. I think a lot of players are voting yes due to instantly thinking, oh yeah, well, you know, nerfing the run and gun playstyle needs to be done. I think that's true. But I think making it more skill-based will actually benefit. I know this sounds dumb, because generally if you make something more skill-based, it will benefit the better players who play all the time. Like, you know, the people who have no jobs and things and they play constantly, which no shade on those people. But yeah, you know, it'll benefit them if we had a skill-based thing. But I think that making vaulting make noise will be a better way to close the skill gap, in my honest opinion. I don't think that'll negatively affect newer players because they're not the ones jukesing and vaulting a bunch. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I hope it's a no. I think this could make some things a little worse. But hey, let's get it added into the game and actually test it. That's my, honestly, that must be my motto. Anyway, sorry for slowing down. I know this patch read was a little slow, but as I'm sure if you're a regular viewer of the channel, I haven't been making videos recently at all. It's probably been a couple weeks, I'm not too sure, but first of all, I've started doing more real life work. I'm only working retail, but like, you know, been kind of going in that a bit more and trying to, you know, do the KPIs and everything and be as good as I can, and you know, got a lot of birthdays in September, you know, my family does, and a lot of stuff going on with the fam and just hanging out a bunch, and Christmas is coming up, and, you know, I'm at that point in my life where I'm sort of growing up a bit, you know, and I've got a few more, not that I never valued my family before or anything, my close family at all, but like, I don't know, I feel like I'm putting a lot more of my time into that and my just hanging out with my girlfriend and things. I do want to keep making videos, but I stopped originally because of that stuff, but also because in Australia the player count is so low that I can't really get a game going very often. And I know a lot of you are probably like, oh, why don't you just play Japanese servers? But I'm saying the original statement of OCE doesn't have many players, not with hate and not with, you know, not with a sadness, you know. It's a disappointment, but it's not like a sadness, because I am okay with the channel sort of taking a bit of a back foot, because I've had a really good time, and thanks everyone for watching and everything, and I've had a good time, and I'm okay with it just sort of dipping for a bit, you know, like, I'm okay with that. I think our community, and I just want to update people on the game and help people get better and things, and I feel like if I can't do that to my best, and I won't enjoy the game as well because of the pings, I don't really like playing high ping, even if it gives me advantage, it feels not competitive, you know, those things make me not want to upload, and I don't want to upload a different game because I don't know, I don't know, not been very passionate. I've been playing a lot of single player games. I don't think you guys want to see that. You know what I mean? I don't think, I don't think I got many good tips I can give for like a single player game. So, yeah, I don't know. I hope there's more players back in OCE because I'll most definitely hop back on and play more. But right now, I just not playing much. But I hope you guys are still enjoying. Yeah, I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Is there any more games you want to see? Maybe you want to see Door Kickers videos. Maybe that's the case. I might start streaming on Twitch when the BattleBit update hits too, because it'll be like Twitch rivals and stuff, and I might start doing that. Why not? But anyways, enough rambling. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I hope you had a really good time, and I hope you enjoyed the new update, and I'm keen for the RPK. So anyways, guys, catch you later and have a good one.